Yo, Nick Faber here from the Honolulu Blues. It's spring, summer's coming up, it's t-shirt weather. Where's the best place to get Detroit sports t-shirts? This code right here. Just scan it. You're going to have the best options of Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers t-shirts. We have Red Wings, we have Pistons. It's time to wear t-shirts, so get the best ones by scanning this QR code. And as always, go Lions! Saturday in the park. I can't tell who that is, Adam.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I'm at my buddy's house, so I don't have my flag. But can you guys try to guess this Lego NHL player?
Is it
very,
No.
very OG Red Wings
Shanahan.
player. One of them.
It's Brendan Shanahan.
Nope. Bigger than that.
Thomas Holmstrom.
God.
Datsuk?
You guys.
Datsuk never had a goatee, dude.
Never.
Really? I know.
That's crazy.
That's actually
crazy.
hilarious.
I also feel like dude, he's never had that before in his life. But can you guys see this Matthew Stafford?
That's pretty sick.
That's Stafford, but he looks like Mexican, dude.
I was gonna say, he looks a little darker.
He's Mexican. He's Mexican Matthew Stafford, brother.
He's Mexican Stafford.
He's Mexican Stafford. That's exactly. Dude, I would order a burrito called a Mexican Stafford. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're putting in there, but it sounds good. It sounds like it'd be delicious. So, all right. We're the Honolulu Blues. I'm Nick. That's Adam. That's Julius. We got a quick show today. We're going to be doing some mock draft. But before we get into our mock draft, real quick, let's talk about our Detroit Pistons. We'll start with you, Adam. How freaking crazy is this? We got the Knicks, dude. Thursday, I believe, is the first game of the series.
Locked in. We locked and loaded.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I knew it was like a 99% chance, but there was a little chance. It was like Pacers lose out, Pistons went out, but they both won. I don't know. So Knicks, that's awesome. That's what I wanted. We beat them 3 times out of 4 during the season. I think there was a couple games where Brunson didn't play. Maybe their whole team wasn't healthy. But regardless, the Pistons handled their stars few days ago pretty well, and it's pretty apparent that if we can just keep the bench going and just force their starters to keep playing like their 80 minutes like Tom Thibodeau loves to play them, by the time that 4 or 5 minute fourth quarter mark rolls around, they're going to be tired legs. Shout out to Ron Holland, who has actually taken the next step he should be taking next year, but he's already in that stage come down this last stretch. Absolutely been balling, playing great defense, doing really good. Cade has had 36 points, I believe, in his last 3 games, so he's just becoming takeover Cade. Love it. Pistons are just totally curing my Red Wing sadness, and the Tigers are just being the Tigers. So Detroit sports, overall pretty good.
I like to think so as well. Julius, anything to add in on the Pistons starting up their first playoff series in a while this Thursday?
I'm just going to say Pistons in 7. Pistons in 7. Feeling good. I don't want to get too excited and get my hopes up, but, I'm not about to say we on a run to the finals. However, if we beat the Knicks, if we get out the first round, I'm going to start talking crazy. So
that's the one thing the Knicks have. The only thing they have on us is playoff experience. Other than
that's true. But they're hobbled, bro. They're hobbled. They hobbled to the playoffs.
Yes.
We didn't. We're surging. So hopefully, that clashes together and the Pistons get to the second round. Then I'm get hyped.
Dude, it would be electric to get to the second round because then I think we play Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
No, we played Celtics. No,
we
we
played
avoid
Celtics.
Cleveland.
Shit, I was thinking it was we were gonna get to 4 or 5. We'd be playing Cleveland. No, we've got
Yeah.
if it would have been Cleveland, I think we would have had a legitimate shot at the at making the Eastern Conference Finals. But Boston, I don't care about New York's playoff experience. That's shitty playoff experience, and that doesn't count. You can't have bad playoff experience to be like, well, I got experience. No, that's called losing. You got playoff losing experience. However, the Celtics do not. The Celtics have a lot of playoff experience, a lot of winning playoff experience, and a lot of guys who come to play in the playoffs. So I'm a little nervous for that, but let's get out of the first round. I like it. Julius says in 7. I'm saying Pistons in 6. Adam, do you have any prediction?
I agree. I think Pistons in 6.
Pistons in 6. Okay. That'll be fun. We'll be talking about that. We got a draft coming up in less than 2 weeks, right? This draft is literally 12 days away. Like, that's nuts. Yeah, right around the corner, dude. It is crazy. It's exciting. It's really exciting. And we're gonna do probably another mock draft next week, but let's get this mock draft done this week. You know what I mean? All mock drafts.
Do so many till we get it perfect.
Yeah, well, exactly right, dude. Exactly right. And we always get like 2 or 3 picks on our last mock draft, which we will do next week. That'll be our final like mock draft. We'll do it on PFF. Me and Julius did a mock draft while Adam was gone a couple weeks ago. We did it on PFF. We're going to do PFN today, Pro Football Network. Just switch it up. Give us maybe some different looks at different players who could be there. I feel like once you do a mock draft on the same simulator for the 101st time, it is like boring. Like no one wants to watch it. No one wants to hear us talk about the same dudes. They're always in the same category. Let's switch it up. We'll do PFN today. Let's see if I can get that streaming. Before we get to that mock draft, I did want to bring up the Tigers real quick. We are in Tigers season, and they are looking good, dude. They have not lost a series since
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. We took the first one against Minnesota yesterday after being down 5-1. Huge sixth inning comeback. I didn't even get to watch it because it was on Apple TV and I was out at the bar, but it looked awesome. And so I'm excited. We play again today at 2:00. Real quick, Julius, we'll go to you. Do you want to say anything about the Tigers before we get to mock draft?
Oh, man, I love the Tigers right now because they're playing all these early afternoon games that I get to actually watch, and they're actually winning a majority of these boys. Even the one last night in the middle of the night for me that I didn't get to watch, I wake up, I went to sleep, they're losing, I wake up, they're winning. I'm so happy. So I love the Tigers right now. They're bringing me joy.
Yeah, that's great. Adam, same question to you. Yeah, we'll get that out of there. Adam, anything about the Tigers?
So Tigers, they are just picking right up where they left off. The gritty Tigers are back. They almost capped off a great 9th inning rally against the Yankees. Just to be able to, show some fight in the bottom 9th there. That was awesome. Weather was pretty brutal too, so it's like, all right, give them a pass. But yeah, that Twins game, that was great. Casey Mize looking phenomenal. Torque looking phenomenal. If these guys can continue to play like this, the Tigers are legit contenders, not playoff contenders. Like
100-win contenders.
Yes.
100 wins.
Well, yeah. So, like, what team would we be worried about in the AL? The Yankees?
Yeah, the Yankees.
We just beat
That
damn near swept
built
them.
the ass.
About to ask, what are we supposed to be worried about them, dude? No, like the Indians, the Guardians, whatever the fuck you want to call them these days, are literally like the only team, and that's because that's a divisional foe. You know what I mean? Something
And
about
we
them.
lost to them last year.
Exactly. Yeah. There's just a little they got something. You know what I mean? They know how to hit scoobs. They know how to. So it's like whatever. That's like the only team I'm even worried about. So yeah, dude, like not just AL Central contenders, not just playoff contenders, like full on AL pennant contenders. Get us to the chip. Hopefully the Dodgers blow it against like the Padres or the Giants or something like that. And so we can get like a rematch against the Giants, like get my revenge for 2012 back. You know what I mean? 13 years later.
Yes.
That's what I want. But all right. We got this mock draft up. Let's pull this up. Let's get a little mock draft in. So immediately we have draft offers, or we have trade. Yeah, we have trade offers. And I figured on the show, we'd kind of look through some of these trade offers. Can you guys see that or no? Because I'm not really paying attention to you. Okay. So we got pick 28 for the Lions. Going over to the Patriots, and the Lions would receive pick 38, pick 77. So that's one of them. We could also trade away pick 28, 244 for pick 55, 86 in a second round next year, but I'm not trying to get a bunch of picks for next year. I want to draft this year. And then this one, we could stay in the first round, go back from 28 to 32, give up 102, but get pick 64. So out of these three trades, Adam, we'll start with you. Is there any of them that you're interested in, or no? Give me a player.
I guess it kind of depends who's there.
You can see on the side, it looks like Colson Loveland, Emeka Egbuka, James Pierce Jr., Jackson Dart, Omarion Hampton, Luther Burden, Tyleek Williams.
I think I would take that Eagles trade just because there's no one I really love.
And why would you take that? Dropping 4 picks in the first round, but gaining 60 picks in the third round, second round type thing?
Yeah, I feel like I think do we only have 1 third round pick this year?
2.
2? Okay. Yeah, James Pierce kind of stands out, but we were talking a little before the show, Nick. A little kind of concerns about him, but little fun tidbit. I was playing college football last night with my buddy, and he was Tennessee, and all of a sudden, this edge rusher just kept bulldozing and just getting pressure on my quarterback every damn play. Lo and behold, it was James Pierce. So maybe college football 25 is onto something, and they just know this dude's sick, but
he looks sick at the combine, dude. Fast, athletic, freak of nature, like. A lot of people just kind of shrug him off because of his character issues.
It gives me like Jalen Carter vibes, like a Grover Brand Jalen Carter. You know?
And this is what I was talking to you, Adam, about. It's like, yo, these guys read these articles about these kids when they're 18, and then what did I watch? I think I watched a video on Tet McLaurin when he was 18, being like, I don't watch film. And then someone like blew it out of context, and then everyone just like quote fact checked him. Was like, dude, it was 4 years ago, and now he's like a huge filmaholic. You know what I mean? So it's like James Pierce. A lot of people like his character. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes won't draft that kind of guy. The Eagles won't even look at guys who have domestic violence abuse. And it's like, nah, dude. All this, like, if he's a good football player, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes ain't gonna pass him up. You know what I mean? So. But okay, Adam likes the trade with the Eagles. Julius, did you like any of these trades, or you say no? Give me my pick right now.
Just real quick, just looking in the background there. How mad would you guys be if we drafted Jackson Dart in the first round?
I would be putrid. I would throw up.
You would throw up?
Yeah. I love that question. That's such a fun question, and I think most Lions fans will be like, that's the most disgusting question in the world. Why would you even fathom that? Brad Holmes likes to keep us on our toes, man.
Yeah,
So here's the case. If he did do that, and we got a 5th-year option on him, I'd be like, I don't know, man. I'd be like, why the fudge muffins did we draft Hendon Hooker a few years ago?
Yeah, he'd be pretty much admitting Hendon Hooker mistake.
If we could trade Hendon Hooker for like a third or a fourth,
that would be fine. Yeah. That would be, but except no, I don't want to spend my first round on a quarterback ever. I don't know how we're starting to justify.
He spent the third round. He spent the third round on Hendon Hooker, correct?
Yeah.
That means he envisioned
the third round, I believe.
He hoped that Hendon Hooker could maybe turn into somebody they could replace Goff with, so they don't have to pay Goff $30 million a year. 100%. If he still feels that way about Goff, like, I need to be looking for backup A. It's more than possible if he likes the guy that he keeps us on our toes, like you said, Nick. Another thing is looking at the board that just went 26-27. Those are my top 2 Lions board players. Mm-hmm. Jahad Campbell went 26 to Los Angeles, and Greg Sable, the guard tackle, went 27 to the Ravens. I would throw up in the real life.
Well, here's
scenario,
the thing.
I would throw up.
Realistically, I bet if Jahad Campbell's there at 26, Brad's calling less.
What you want?
They're too good of friends. You know what I mean? LA and Detroit have a good friendship.
You're right.
There would be a trade, I think. We would move up to that. Yeah. But that's not how this mock draft worked out.
Right. So listen, we could make vomit induce everywhere right now by taking Jackson Dart at 28.
Oh, dude, no one would ever watch our show again. They'd be like, these fucking buffoons.
No, but seriously though, I wouldn't take the trade. I'll stay and pick amongst the bunch here.
Okay. So Adam would take the trade with the Eagles. Julius says he's staying put. I am going to be the deciding maker for this round. Sorry, everyone. And I'm going to take the Eagles trade. just so we can see what happens in life.
I
So
love it.
we took the Eagles trade. The Bills want to offer us some picks. We're not going to take it. Pittsburgh, no. And no, we're just going to reject all these.
What if we tried to take as many trades as possible?
I love doing those kind of mock drafts. Don't get me wrong. But the Lions, I liked doing that kind of mock draft. The Lions were 3-13-1 and could replace every single player on their roster.
Real quick
Now,
though.
it's like
That's
if we were to take like 15 guys and keep trading back, like half of them wouldn't make the team.
There's at least 2 teams per draft that do that. There's at least 2 teams per draft that trade down twice and get more mid-round picks.
And they'll stay mid-round teams.
This is true.
That's so like I told you that Brad Holmes was probably going to trade back. That's why I took that trade, because I do see this being a realistic scenario. Eagles, I don't know who they just traded up to get. They got Egbuka. Ooh, that would be a crazy wide receiver core. That would be so fun. I can't wait for the NFL draft. But James Pierce did go to the Bills, those bastards. The Cowboys traded back in to get Omari and Hampton, which is awesome. Like, I would love if they did that. That leaves us at 32. And if you guys can see, we're looking at like Jackson Dart, Luther Burden, Tyleek Williams, Jalen Milroe, Ron Revel, Donovan Ezeruk. I don't know how to say his name, but that's who Mel Kiper has us drafting. Kenneth Grant, who a lot of people love. Josh Connerly. I mean, there's a lot of guys out here. So I'm going to start with you, Julius, because I had Adam start the trade talk. First round pick.
Click on offense. Click on offense first.
Okay. And what position?
And just stroll through the top 70 right there.
We're just
all right. Go to defense.
Okay. Tyleek, Ravel, Donovan, Grant, Ben Morrison, Landon Jackson, Carson Schweschinger, who, if we don't draft Carson Schweschinger, so we had Corey Schlesinger and Carson Schweschinger.
Wow.
Then we fucked up, boys. Like, we have to get Schlesinger.
Listen, I like Schlesinger and I love that Schlesinger connection, but just based on the board, I would wait until the second round. However, right here at 32, last pick in the first round, I'm staring right at my man's Landon Jackson from Arkansas, which I happen to agree with a lot of the pundits. I don't always agree with the pundits, but I agree with the pundits that he seems like a Dan Campbell grit type player. He's uber athletic. He's an athletic clone of Aiden Hutchinson, and he could do some real damage. And they was like he has the drive of John, the dude that just retired. What's his name?
Kaminsky.
They said he has the drive, the drive of John Kaminsky. I'm like, athletic profile, Aiden Hutchinson, drive of John Kaminsky. He's a Lion.
Dan Campbell guy. Right. 6'6", 264, 13 sacks, 25 tackle for losses in the last 2 seasons. Playing in a good division. I like Landon Jackson. Okay, so that's where Julius is at.
I love Landon Jackson too. Fun fact, a few weeks ago, we were getting ready to do a show where we did our little rookie spotlight. I think we just ran out of time on the episode.
I think my computer died.
Yeah,
I think so.
He was your rookie.
And Landon Jackson was my rookie spotlight. Dude's just gigantic. He's a little raw too, but has such athletic, gifts, I guess. I know he kind of had not a down season, but it was the season last year is where he really broke out. I want to say for Purdue, right?
Landon Jackson last season? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, but I do like Landon Jackson. 6'6" defensive edge. Would be able to bat passes down, get his hands up. I know he's got a big wingspan too. Have him and Hutch on the corners. I feel like just to, have that, get an arm on the dude trying to get around the edge. All you got to do is just kind of slow him down and let the corners get to him. And that's enough. So Landon Jackson, I'm all for that. Also, Nick did want Kenneth Grant. Wouldn't be opposed to him either, though.
I'm very shocked you didn't immediately say Kenneth Grant was my guy, and then I was going to have to pick between the two. But Landon Jackson, I love him. I love what you guys have told me about him. I don't know much about him, so this is awesome. Corey is looking for Jalen Milroe, who I was saying is going to be a Jalen. Someone's going to go up in the second round to get him, but we are not getting him in the first round. Let's go with Landon Jackson. I think that's a great first-round pick for us. We did it, and now we traded up. So let's see where these picks lie here. Okay, first off, you guys see this trade? Any
No.
interest in it, either of you?
Nope.
No from him.
No
Yeah,
futures.
give it a
No
pick
futures.
196. No futures. I agree.
Yeah.
That's the only one we were offered, so that's out. We'll go to all Jackson Dart still there, dude. Jackson Dart still
Like
there.
4th round Jackson Dart, 4th round.
Oh my god.
It's
Actually,
possible.
the guy who just went to Baltimore before us is a guy I would love here. And I know we don't need any more cornerbacks, but like you can never have too many. The kid ran a 4.21, I think, 40. I like he's gonna be like phenomenal. Like he's so good. I think for cornerbacks these days, man, you don't need to have the best arms, the best hips. You need to be fast enough to keep up with Jameson Williams, that type of guy. Fast enough to keep up with Xavier Worthy. You know what I mean? Like, and if you ain't, you're gonna get burnt. And he is, but he's not there right now. We'll go to Julius. Oh no, we'll go to Adam first this time. Adam, you looking at these guys? Is there anyone that sticks out to you? What position are you looking at?
Not really.
Not really. Poo Paul.
Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me.
What position would you be
Okay,
looking
there
for
we
if you
go.
went?
There we go. Now I can see much clearer. Go to. Oh, actually, go to defense.
Okay. For defense specifically, which we already have one edge rusher in this draft, but you can. Me and Julius talked about going back-to-back edge rushers last week. He's not even on the show right now to back me up, but we did talk about that. Anything on this defensive side that you're liking?
No one really stands out. Nope. Chris Paul is a solid dude.
Good ball.
All right, go back to offense. Let's see.
So offense, you're looking at Jackson Dart, Jalen Noel, Caleb Johnson, running back. That'd be crazy to get another one. But receivers, definitely an option. Marcus Mbao, who me and Julius and I drafted last
Yeah, I
mock
kind of like
draft.
Marcus Mbao.
He was really good, and I believe I don't have PFF up, but he played a lot of guard his first year and then moved over to tackle, but he has the ability to. Tyler Show, quarterback from Louisville, is going to be really good, I think. Some other good guys out here, DJ Giddens, Elijah Aurora, Cam Scattaboo, one of my favorite, Tez Johnson, 5'2", 100 pounds. That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
So
I like Marcus Mbao. That's kind of what I've been feeling, like edge, offensive lineman, first 2 picks. Doesn't matter if, we go offensive lineman first, edge second.
right.
But I'd like to address the trenches on both sides first, and then kind of go for, maybe a cornerback, linebacker, wide receiver, luxury pick, something like that.
Got you. All right. Julius, are you back? I can't even see.
I'm back.
I'm not in stream
I'm
yet.
back.
Anybody that you're looking at?
I did catch the board here just for a second. I do like Thomas, the corner from Florida State. I do like Marcus Zimbo, who we mocked in our last draft, me and Nick. I'm pretty sure you mentioned it. I also see Darius Alexander, and I think I talked about 2 defensive tackles, baby. We need to if Lee McNeil isn't going to start the season on our roster, this guy makes perfect sense. He's like a Lee McNeil clone. I mean, his Senior Bowl. Yeah, do they talk about his Senior Bowl? He had a great performance in his Senior Bowl and in the combine. Yeah, I like this pick. I like Darius Alexander. Who did Adam choose?
Adam went with Marcus Mbao. Yeah, however you want to say his name.
Yeah.
Which I love that pick as well, Adam. I hate to break you the odd.
Nick,
Adam's not even on here.
Nick, you're gonna be the guy. You're gonna be Brad Holmes right now. Dan Campbell likes Marcus Mbao, and who's the assistant GM again? I always forget his name, but he likes the assistant GM or bump that. The owner, Miss Ford, likes Darius Alexander.
That's crazy too, because I also really like these two. I'm not gonna go with Mbao just because we did do him on our last show. I wouldn't be mad if we did that, but I'm going with Darius Alexander because if you weren't like, I was waiting for you to come back on. I was about to start talking, and it was Darius Alexander that I was looking for.
Nice.
Adam with a wardrobe change mid-show. You gotta love it,
it.
dude. Call this guy Lady Gaga if you have to. Amazing wardrobe change. We're going with Darius Alexander with that 60th pick, and then just 3 picks later, we are back because we traded up for this pick. So we have 2 second-round picks after our trade in the first round. Which, guys, I think that Eagles trade would be like, that's not bad. That's not bad. Like, you get rid of a late third round to move up to the second round, and all you gotta do is go 4 picks back. You lose out on James Pierce, but like,
it makes sense for both teams too. Realistically, like what the Eagles did there, taking Ibuka, that I could 100% see that.
100% see that, dude. 100% see that. And it's Howie Roseman, who we know loves the wheel and deal, and Brad Holmes, who loves the wheel and deal. So it's like, that's pretty realistic. I like it. But we are back on the clock. We have 2 interior, we have 2 defensive linemen, edge rusher and an interior D line right now. Getting offers, but that's future. We don't want it. That's a future. We don't want it. Just get rid of both of them. Mbao still there. Jackson Dart still there. So the question now, I know where you stand, Adam. You want interior. You're like, I want trenches. I want trenches first couple rounds, and I assume you're still saying that, for this pick. Julius, are you leaning more offensive line now at this point, or do you think linebacker or wide receiver or tight end need to be pushed up further?
Can you click on offense for me, Nick?
Yep. So Jalen Noel, Jalen Royals at wide receiver, Jaden Higgins, Marcus Mbao, Emery Jones, offensive line, Ozzie Trapilo.
There are 3 names I like that's on offensive on the board, and that is Mbao, Alec Alliamanner from Stanford. I
love him, by the way.
I feel like he's a Brad Holmes guy just watching him. Yeah. And then Jackson Dart.
Yes.
Jackson Dart can only fall so far.
That's true.
And we made the trade. I like Jackson Dart. I think he's a good project to have. I think as far as and having a guy like Jared Goff already on the roster compared to a Hendon Hooker, I like Jackson Dart better.
I can't. In
Can
good
you click on defense real quick?
He is like Drew Lock. And in a quarterback class that is so bad, we are pushing up the bad quarterbacks, i.e. Jackson Dart, Will Howard. These guys are...
Thanks for talking me off the ledge, Nick.
Yeah, they're like Daniel Jones, and they can go in and start for you. Yeah. They'll go start, and hell, they might even get you to a playoff game, and hell, they might even beat the Vikings as a starting quarterback because it's not hard to do. But that's the ceiling.
They're not getting that ring.
In that case, I double down. Unless you really like the receiver at this point, like I said, from Stanford, I double down and get Mbo in the trenches. Add him with Alexander on the other side. I mean, that's a nasty 2 and second and third pick right there.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. Okay, Adam, but I'll let you say your piece here. You see all these people. If you want Jackson Dart, shoot, here we go.
Do not want Jackson Dart. I agree. I mean, I picked Mbao last pick, so if he fell to another round, that'd be awesome. I also do like the Stanford wide receiver Aramore, however you pronounce his last name.
Aramainer.
But I fell in love with this guy when Stanford played Colorado, not last year, but the year before, and he absolutely schooled Travis Hunter. He mossed him a couple times, had 180 yards, including a game-tying touchdown to send the game to overtime where it was a phenomenal catch back to the end zone. And he just looks like he's got some legit hands and is kind of already, pro-ready. But
upgrade over Tim Patrick.
Yes, that's what I think it would be. But I do think JMO is going to take another leap from what he did last year. And if JMO does that, we really won't need another, offensive weapon between, Gibbs, Laporta, JMO, Brock Wright, Tim Patrick coming back, Amon-Ra, of course. So I would probably go back to Mbao, but love me a good luxury wide receiver pick. So
yeah, we're done being boring. We're going with Elick. There we go. We just did it.
Wow.
We just did it. We did it. We're done being boring, bro. Fuck that. This show is more about fun. Let's have fun. So we
Right.
got 2 defensive linemen and a wide receiver, and now we are back up at pick 130.
Round 4.
Round 4, no trades, and we still don't have an offensive lineman to our name. Is that where we want to focus? Here's Pat Bryant, though. If we wouldn't have got him, he's the guy I've been loving late in this wide receiver. But that's why we draft Elick, because that gives us something new to draft at this point. Do we want to look linebacker, secondary, or are we stuck on offensive line at this point?
Depends what's available.
Okay, so offensive tackle, Chase Lunt, Anthony Belton, Logan Brown. I like Logan Brown, actually.
I do too.
But that's kind of the top 3. It's about as far back as I would go. The position we really need here, and I just don't know much about any of these guys, to be all honest.
Clay Webb was one of the best double A,
Big boy.
yeah, D1 double A offensive lineman. Matter of fact, Jacksonville State might be D1.
I like this, though.
He's the wrestler.
Exceptional pass protection skills and a high football IQ. Excels both at guard and center positions, which is versatile, which the Lions look for. You know what I mean? They want a guy who can play everywhere. If Ragnow, kind of not if, should I just say when Ragnow gets injured for a couple games, like he could be a good substitute. So I like him, honestly. That's me. Julius?
What's available on defense?
So on defense, we are looking all these guys. Jordan Phillips is good. The thing is, I don't want to keep adding defensive line. Savion Jones. Like, I like these guys, but I don't want to keep adding.
Yeah, at this point, I'm looking for a good safety, maybe a good linebacker.
Shiloh? No, that's so far late. No, safeties are pretty much, unless we like RJ Mickens, who we can. But
I think we talked about Mickens in our show too.
I thought so too.
But we didn't take him.
I thought we didn't take him, and because of that, I kind of don't care about him anymore.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Danny Stutzman out of
Jack Kaiser.
I know. Actually,
I like Jack Kaiser.
I like Jack Kaiser.
Yeah.
I like Jay Higgins later.
I like Jay Higgins.
Iowa,
We talked about Jay Higgins too.
I think we drafted him. I like
Did
Cody
we draft Jay
Lindenberg.
Higgins?
I think we did. I
like
like Kobe
Batson.
King.
I like Kobe King.
So
That's like 5th, 6th round though, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not against the guard there.
Who did we talk about? Clay Webb. Is Adam back yet? Adam, we got any opinion on all this? Sorry, I'm not.
Not really. It's kind of where my draft knowledge kind of slips a little bit.
Yeah, but this is where we learn a little bit.
Going based off position,
Yeah.
I do kind of like go to defense.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go to defense. What position you liking in defense now that we've already got a DT and an edge?
Let's check linebacker. Jay Higgins, yeah, he stands out to me.
For sure.
Jack Kaiser, a little bit.
I like Kaiser. Outstanding coverage linebacker with rare instincts when dropping into coverage, which is what we need. You know what I mean?
I kind of like Kaiser.
Okay. So you like Kaiser, and me and Julius were talking about that guard. Julius, you make the final decision. Which one you want to go with, linebacker or guard?
Just click on Kaiser real quick. Let me see his summary there.
Yeah, possesses excellent closing speed and great on-ball skills to prevent passes from being complete. Sounds very... And the thing is like, if we get a coverage linebacker, that allows Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone to be more into the run. You know what I mean? Like, we need... As much as I trust Jack Campbell and Anzalone to coverage those running backs and tight ends and slot receivers, they're not the best. So, I mean, hopefully this guy could be better.
Honestly, though... Don't we already have Malcolm Rodriguez? But I don't know if he's going to be back in time.
Yeah, we got Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, Alex Anzalone, Grant Stewart, Jack Campbell. I think that's all the linebackers I can think of.
I say go with the guard because I feel like that's more needed right now, depth-wise.
Okay.
But I might be wrong.
Pulling up linebackers right here. Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Malcolm, Derek Barnes. Third string is Ezekiel Turner and Grant Stewart. Fourth string is Anthony Pittman and Abraham Beauplan. Adam,
Kaiser
do you-
would be right there with Pittman and
on the fourth string.
yeah, trying to make the teams, probably practice squad. Honestly, I don't think he bumps Barnes or Rodriguez rookie year.
No, definitely. Adam, you okay with going the guard?
Yeah, guard
All right.
works.
Let's go with the guard. Let's
And
go. With
guard will be my last pick I have to stay on here for because I am doing some walleye fishing on Lake Erie, which was kind of an unexpected little trip that my buddy just planned. So wish me luck, boys.
Good luck.
Enjoy, my
Catch the
friend.
big ones. Fish on, brother man.
And mock draft 3.0, we will have a revised perfect. That'll be it. Full
That'll be
hour episode, talking
Yeah.
through every pick.
Yeah.
I'll get my study up too, boys.
It's going to be next weekend. It's going to be the last weekend before the draft. So everyone prepare for that. Me and Julius will finish out this mock draft. Couple picks to go. Adam, love you. Good luck.
Go Lions.
Go Lions, baby.
Lions.
All right, Julius, let's finish these out real quick here. We're at pick 196. And we have three picks to go, including this one. So we got our offensive line. We got 2 defensive lines. We got a wide receiver. We'll just go to all. Want to grab a backup quarterback, Dylan Gabriel?
No.
Okay, good. Me neither. All right. Is there a position you want to look at? Are any of these names stick out to you as we're flying down it?
I like Bassa from Oregon.
Okay.
You want to click on him real quick? Just take a look.
I do. Bass is a versatile linebacker who transitioned from a safety to linebacker during the tenure at Oregon. Possesses strong coverage skills, fluid hips, and quick acceleration, making him effective in both man and zone schemes, which is good. However, he can be hesitant in diagnosing plays, occasionally leading to delayed reactions against zone runs. I'm not worried about a guy who can't stop the run, really. Like, we just are chock full of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not worried about that.
For sure. And I also like to tackle Carlson Vincent from A&M, Alabama A&M. Another smaller school, but he
6'7", 314. This is him and Dan
athletic,
Skipper.
huge, yeah.
Dude.
5-year starter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Division I football, having taken over 3,300 career snaps. Has only lined up at left tackle throughout his career, though. See, I don't like that. I don't think the Lions would like that. I think you have to have versatility.
Yeah, right. He'd make a great left tackle for somebody. Like,
is it crazy to think Luke Lackey, tight end, Iowa?
No, because the head coach is a tight end, so I feel like tight end is always on the board.
No, it's not crazy to think.
Especially this late in the draft, and especially Iowa tight end.
Is a perfect day 3 draft swing on an athletic tight end who could contribute as a tight end too and on special teams early in his career. I like this guy.
Draft him.
I like him. Luke Lackey, you're coming to the team. We got 2 picks to go. Thank you for anyone who's sticking around. We are in round 7. If you are watching us mock draft round 7 people, kudos to you guys. I love you. We appreciate you sticking around because we have so much fun doing the show and doing these mock drafts. So we still don't have any linebacker. We just got a tight end. Oh wait, yeah, we did. We did get a linebacker, right? No,
yeah.
we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Edge, GT, wide receiver, offensive guard, tight end. I think we should look linebacker or safety here.
I like that.
So speaking of linebacker, you're looking at Kobe King, who I do like. After that, I like Jalen Walker, Jalen McLeod. These are 2 guys I've seen. Yeah. Okay, we're slim pickings over here.
We talked about Kobe King and Jalen Walker.
I know. I like Kobe a lot, honestly. I don't.
Yeah, 236 pounds. Yeah, because he's I think he was a former safety. He's a really good blitzer. Yep, that's right. A little undersized. Yep.
Oh, he was targeted 30 times in coverage, giving up 27 receptions. Nope. Yeah. He gone, dude. I ain't even going to look at him no more.
He's not big enough, not fast enough.
Not big enough, not fast. What are you doing, brother? What are you doing? We could always do our Shiloh Sanders run.
We could.
After that, safeties. I don't know. Craig Woodson out of Cal. Known for his fluid movement and physical play. He demonstrates quick feet and smooth hips. Versatility allows him to excel both near the lines. It kind of seems like an iffy. His long speed is a concern, potentially limiting his recovery against vertical routes. Valuable asset in various defense.
I like that guy.
I
Yeah.
kind of like him. Should we draft him just to give us a mock?
Woodson safety. I like that.
All right, let's get Craig Woodson. We got one pick to go after that. Last pick.
Charlo.
No. All right, so we got safeties. Still no linebacker, which I don't know if we have to add a linebacker at this point. I mean, I guess at this point, who cares, right?
There's going to be the unsigned free agent, the rookie free agents.
Should we get Trevor Etienne?
I saw him. Very explosive. Yep.
I mean, I know we have all these running backs, but we just re-signed Craig and we have Vaki. We don't need another running back. What am I doing?
Not necessarily.
Maybe a cornerback. I mean, right, when in doubt, let's get another cornerback. Any of these guys stick out to you? Mac McWilliams?
I see a Villanova corner.
Hey, I like Villanova. They won the basketball championship a few years ago. Prototypical size, length, and a strong frame, and a thick build for a corner. Thick build for a corner with 2 C's. 2,000 career college reps.
Missed 17% of his career tackle attempts.
I don't like that.
I don't think he lasts.
Only
long.
13 pass breakups in 5 seasons. This guy sucks, dude.
That sounds like who's the guy we drafted from Oregon in the second round? Brady Quinn.
What?
Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn.
What are you talking?
T. Tabor.
Tease Tabor. Okay.
That's who that scouting report reminded me.
That's actually a great comparison right there. Mac McWilliams, an active run defender who consistently seeks out plays in the run game. Just okay. His plays good awareness. Small, wants to hit, average tackler who can be prone to allowing big plays after the ball is caught. Physical at the line of scrimmage and this is again.
Check out quarterbacks real quick, just for giggles.
You crazy son of a gun. I like it. Brady Cook, Cam Miller, Donovan Smith. I don't know any of these guys. Mac Brosmer.
Definitely don't draft a quarterback.
Peyton Thorne, dude. That's an old Michigan State boy.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Tight end, running back. Maybe just another offensive line. You know, this guy's out of West Michigan, and his name is Addison West. So I mean,
he has a great rasp.
Let's get this guy.
Let's draft him.
Senior captain,
Go
leadership.
Broncos.
Go Broncos! All right, there we go, and that's our.
What do you think? What do you think, Nick?
I like it a lot. I'm going to try to take a screenshot as we're doing it. I like it. I like this kind of draft where it's trenches, but we have a couple fun picks in there. You know what I mean? Like
we do. We got a couple inside offensive linemen late.
Yep.
We got a possible tight end sleeper to join his buddy Laporta.
Yep, exactly. I like that.
We got a Woodson safety, but then the first that trade for those first 3 picks, I think all 3 of those guys could be contributors right away.
That's huge. I think that trade in real life, if we get that option to have that, that's so nice. Like that is what we should be doing right there. Because you really do. You get to go from the third to the last of the third to the last of the second, and all you got to do is drop 4 picks back. That's not bad.
I love it.
It really isn't bad at all. Final overall grade for it. What would you say?
I would give it in Brad Holmes' world, I'll give it an A.
I agree. I think with the trade, I think there's a couple picks that people might not agree with, but if we were watching the draft and Sunday ends and this is what we have, I would be so ecstatic.
I would be too, especially those first 2 to join Aiden Hutchinson and, waiting on the Lee McNeil to get back. It's huge.
Yeah, it really is. But that was our show. We appreciate you guys jumping on, watching some mock draft. We got one more mock draft next weekend. So get your coffee and come join us. It's going to be fun. But as always, we're always on Spotify, on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Insta, we're on it all. Come check us out. I'm Nick. That's Julius. We had Adam on here. And as always, go Lions!